circle. We're looking for the radius of a circle, and we know the circumference is 18 yards. So we're looking for the radius of a circle, so which one are we going to use again? C, pi d, or 2 pi r? Which one has radius in it? 2 pi r. So we're going to use c equals 2 pi r. And we know the circumference, c, is 18. I'm going to put an r over here too. C equals 18, so I'm going to plug in 18 for c, equals 2 pi r. Okay, this is all multiplication, like I said. How do I undo multiplying by 2 pi? I'm going to divide by 2 pi. That was sloppy. There we go. So r is going to be approximately 2.86. You divide 18 divided by, use parentheses when you plug that in there. So 18 divided by 2 pi is going to be about 2.86 yards. Now, with perimeter and circumference, I should have asked that over here. Is that going to be a meters or meters squared? It's going to be just meters because it's just a length. It's not like area would be like square meters and stuff. Okay? All right. Easy peasy. So that is if you're looking for just the circumference, the diameter, or the radius. Okay? That's for the whole circle, basically. All right? Now we're getting into more. We're going to skip example 2 because I don't like it. It's not a good one. We're going to jump into, we're going to skip checkpoint 2. We're going to jump into this arc length corollary here, okay? So, finding circumference, radius, and diameter is when you have the whole circle you're dealing with. If you're dealing with part of a circle, you're going to use this. We're going to use, actually, this top one right here. Arc length over 2 pi r equals arc measure over 360. Okay? And we're going to do a couple little shortcuts over here. So, what this means is we're going to do part of the circle over the whole circle is going to equal part of the circle over the whole circle. Okay? Or what we're going to do is we're going to do, so basically this is the formula we're going to use. Okay? Basically this is just a proportion where we compare part of the arc length, which is the distance, and the arc measure, which is the degrees, okay? But basically it's this. We do arc length, the arc length over the entire circumference. We're going to put C or pi d. I'm going to actually make that nicer, sorry. Arc length over C. Dang it. Pi d or 2 pi r. Going to equal arc measure over 360 degrees. Now, why do we do that? Why do we do 360? Because a whole circle is 360 degrees, right? And then arc length is, so if we have a circle like this, we're talking about just this. Come on, you. We're talking about just this part right here. Like the relationship between the ratio between that length, like how long this arc is compared to the entire circle, is going to be the same ratio as how many degrees this is over the 360 degrees of the entire circle. Okay, but basically all you need to remember from this is that it's part over whole equals part over whole. So basically, when we're trying to find certain things here, if we're given just an arc length, not the entire circle, we're going to use something like this, where we're going to use the arc length over the circumference equals arc measure over 360. And 360 is the total degrees of a circle, and circumference is all the way around the circle. Okay? So basically we're using, we're using the proportion of the ratios between the arc length and the entire circumference and the arc measure and the entire 360 degrees that a circle makes. Kind of complex. Sorry if I didn't explain that too great, but we'll get into an actual example and I'll show you what I mean here, okay? It's actually not too bad once you get into it. All right, let's use green. Okay, so arc length of AB. We want the arc length of AB. Okay, so we're going to do, the formula is arc length over C. Well, I'm not going to write that out. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. Equals arc measure over 360. A whole circle is 360 degrees. Okay, so we're looking for the arc length of AB, which is this right here. We're looking for this distance right here. All right, and what did they give us? Did they give us the arc length, or is that what we're looking for? We're looking for arc length. I'm going to call that x. So that's going to go in the top left. X over, okay. Now, did they give us the circumference? Did they give us the diameter, or did they give us the radius in this circle here? Can you guys see? 88 degrees is not going to be either of those. They gave us 2 meters, which is a radius. So are we going to use c, pi d, or 2 pi r? What do you guys think? We're going to use 2 pi r. So we're going to use 2 pi times the radius, which is 2. You could also use c or pi d down here, but you want to use the correct one. You're not going to use pi d in circumference if you're given the radius. May as well use the radius. Now we know the arc measure, which is the degrees. We do, it's 88 over, it's always over 360. Okay, so all we gotta do is find the matching parts of the circle. So basically by solving this proportion now, by cross multiplying, it will solve how long that arc measure is given the other information. So we're gonna cross multiply, we're gonna get 360x equals, that's gonna be approximately 1105.84. Divide by 360, you're going to get x is approximately 3.07 meters. Okay, so by using that formula, this arc length right here, this AB, is going to be about 3.07 meters, given that we know the radius, and we know how many degrees this is right here. The central angle in this arc measures 88 degrees. Okay, so yeah, it's not too bad. Let's do another example to make sure we feel good about this stuff here. It can be still kind of confusing, I'll bet. So, all right, let's use purple. All right, so it says find the measure of RS, which is this one right here. Find the measure of RS. Okay. Actually, I went the wrong way. Sorry. RS is over here. So this time we're looking for the measure. We're looking for how many degrees this is. Okay. So what we're going to use again, we're going to use arc length over c equals arc measure over 360. Part over whole. Part of the circle over the whole circle equals part of the circle over the whole circle. Okay, what information did they give us here? Do we know arc length? Do we know how long the arc is there? Yeah, we see that 38 feet there. That's going to be 38. So we have 38 over. Now, do we know the circumference, the diameter, or the radius here? What do you guys think? I'm pretty sure that this is actually the radius right here. So this 12.3 is the radius. So again, we're not going to use over here pi d or c because we're given the radius. We want to use what we have here. We're going to use what we have, which is 2 pi r. Okay? So coming back down here, so we have 38 over 2 times pi times 12.3. It's going to equal, and then the arc measure is what we're looking for. That's going to be x over 360. Okay, now we cross multiply. So we're going to get, that's going to be approximately 77x is going to equal 13,680 divided by 77, you're going to get x is approximately 177.7 degrees. Okay, so we can solve for both, we can solve for a radius, a diameter, or circumference, or we can solve for a arc measure or an arc length, depending on what we're looking for here, okay? All right, we'll probably, we have a couple of checkpoints here. Why don't you guys, I'll go like this and leave this showing here. Why don't you guys try the 2 checkpoints on your own, and then we'll go through those in a second, okay? I'll leave them right here so you guys can see what we're doing. Go ahead and give them a try. Okay, the checkpoints. So, checkpoint 3. Find the arc length of AB, which is this right here. Okay, so we're doing, the formula is the arc length, the relationship between the arc length over the circumference is the same thing as the relationship between the arc measure over 360 degrees. Okay, now what do we know for this problem? Do we know arc length? No, that's what we're looking for here. We're going to call that x. We have x over, now do we know the circumference? This 4 feet right here is also the radius. We're probably going to use 2 pi r again. So we're going to use 2 pi, let me double check my work here, times 4. It's going to equal, what's the arc measure? What's the degrees that's taking up there? It is 97 for 360. Cross multiply. 360x is going to equal approximately 2,437.88. Divided by 360, we're going to get x is approximately 6.77 feet. Okay. Now let's do it. The last one is an important one to do because it's going to be different than the other problems, which is good. So, number 4. Circumference. We're looking for the circumference of z. So again, we're going to use the formula. Arc length over the circumference is going to equal arc measure over 360. Okay, now do we know the arc length? Do we know how long xy is here? We do. It's 3.44. We're going to put that on top. Now, what are we looking for? We're looking for circumference, right? We're looking for circumference. So I'm going to keep c down here. I'm not going to put pi d or 2 pi r because why make it more complicated than it needs to be? If we know that, if we're looking for circumference, just put c down here and it'll solve it for us. It'll make it a lot easier. Do we know the arc measure? How big the degrees is? Yep, it's 60 or 360. Cross multiply. 60c is going to equal 1,238.4 divided by 60. C is going to be approximately 20.64 centimeters. Okay. Sounds good. All right, I think that's the last example. Make sure you turn in your homework on time so I can give you feedback and help you correct this stuff. But yeah, hopefully this wasn't too confusing. Basically, it's part over whole. The part of the circle that's the arc length right here is going to be the relationship between that and the entire circle is going to be the same thing as the degrees over 360. Okay? So hopefully you guys feel pretty good about this stuff, and we will get the homework out to you probably pretty soon. And thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.